And I guess the first question would be if you know anything about Lex.
I'm sure they got to do an MRI tomorrow. I asked, and the general thing is they just said she got rolled on when Cherry hit the floor. And now this is giving you information that is not from an MRI, just, I guess, basically may just be like a strain maybe of MCL or something, some good news really. So, but again, that's giving you something based upon a doc just kind of moving her around in there. So she's walking around on crutches just to, I don't see any swelling or anything like that. So let's just hope for the best.
Outside of that, on a lighter note, how has it felt since the game ended? Like, is everybody just, I assume, ecstatic about closing it out?
Well, they're emotional. Those seniors can't quit crying. Guys, the worst feeling in the world is when you hang that uniform up for the last time. Some of them won't hang it up for the last time because they'll go on and play pro ball. But it's just something, unless you've played this game from the time you were little to the time you graduate from college, you realize it's just emotional. And we had a lot of things happen that could have been excuses to lose the game. Ryan Payne breaks her nose in practice yesterday. Alexis gets rolled under. Cherry hits the back of her head. Foss gets in foul trouble. Just a lot of things. But you just keep weathering the storm, and you just keep grinding. Uh, Alabama did exactly what we said they'd do. They're going to score all their points outside the three. Very few points are they going to get in the paint. And I thought we did a good job defensively, as particularly in the first half, of keeping discipline and not get sucked in when they would drive looking for the kick out. And then they started hitting threes. When you shoot them, you're going to make some. But
They shot 31.
yeah, we might shoot 31 5 games. We might shoot five a game, but that's not who we are. Now, we'll shoot them, but we're not going to shoot that many.
Kayla, how bad did you want to get back on the court after Sunday, or did you flush that days ago?
I'm hard on myself. So how I get through stuff is I just make jokes about myself. I was on the phone with my mom every day, like, Mom, I went 1 for 17. Like, I was just out there building my dream house. But I mean, you get back out there and you have muscle memory with my shots and stuff like that. So it was a new game for me, new day. Even though I can joke about the last game, I know I can lock in next day and have a completely different game, and that's just what I try to do today.
And Faustine, when Alexis went down, did you feel a little more of a burden to play the way you've been playing lately and perform?
I mean, I've kind of played the same. Going down, Lex going down. It affected all of us because we need her on the court. But I think Ryan came up and she stepped up and she made really great plays offensively and defensively, and I think that set the tone for the whole rest of the game.
I guess there's a question for everybody, players and coach. What was that emotion going into tonight's game, being that it was senior night, and then how did y'all feel after seeing like the crowd engage and stuff?
I'll let them answer it because it's more emotion for them because they are the seniors.
Honestly, it still hasn't hit me yet. I don't know why, but just going out there and playing in front of the fans for the last time and playing in front of my family, it felt great. I'm just trying to go out there and just try to make everyone proud and myself proud as well.
For me, it was special. I've been one to be where my feet are all season, so it didn't really hit me until probably halftime when I walked out with my family and I had my dad on my right side and my mom on my other, and my dad's side of the family actually surprised me. I didn't even know they were coming, so that's when everything pretty much hit me. On top of the video and all of that, so we've been holding it in all week. Our trainer Barbie messes with us like, "How do you feel?" But tonight was, it was special, and what better way to go out with a win?
Kayla, do you have any advice for future college players or even current college players that don't have their dad with them in their life?
Ooh. Um, I don't really know. I feel like everybody deals with grief and pain differently. But it does get easier. It does get easier as time goes by. I'm able to talk about them. I'm able to, you know, say a prayer to them or look at pictures and think of memories and stuff like that. But it's not easy. It's not easy, but you do, you get through it and you have support cast around you that helps you get through stuff like that. But just keep going. God gives his toughest battles to the strongest soldier. So I feel like he gave that to me, and I have a wonderful, wonderful supporting cast with my mom and, my aunt and my grandmother, and they've been able to help me get through that.
Coach, how challenging were the emotions for the team tonight, especially when Alexis goes down? That could be, the way she was hurt, and then you're bouncing the halftime thing, and then after the game, and all those different things.
Well, I thought they handled it beautifully when Alexis went down. You have to have the mentality next man up. And Ryan went in there, and unfortunately she broke her nose in practice yesterday, but she just battled and did as much as she could possibly do. So the emotions were not there because of injuries. I think the emotions, they can answer it better than me, but the emotions really started from what I could see after the game. It's like you're tired, you gave it everything you had, the fans stayed, the video's going, your seniors take a lap around the court, and that's when the tears started flowing, as I'm sure they would tell you. They probably held them in at halftime. But, that's when I saw it all.
Faustine, you've obviously been a big part of the team all season, but these past 2 games have been really big, kind of like a breakout for you on a bigger scale. Is there anything that you felt differently that you want to carry on to the rest of the games?
Nothing differently. I just got to protect the paint. When they try to go down there, I think they could try to score on me. I got to deny it and just prevent points going down. I think that's my biggest thing in getting rebounds, is doing what I need to do for this team.
Coach, just how good are you feeling about the balance that this team has struck at this point? Or, early in the season, it's been heavy guards, then last past couple games, heavy forward play. And just the
You hope you have balance as the year carries on. You just hope that everybody's playing their best basketball and they all have confidence, and and it's just amazing to me. They tend to amaze me on what they do. They don't get too high, they don't get too low, and a lot of that is because they're older, they're mature, and they realize that we've got a tough one in Knoxville. Florida gets beat tonight, so it's you and Tennessee down to who gets the 2 or the 3 seed in the SEC tournament. We are number 2. Y'all write that. You were guaranteed second place finish in this league. Make that your headline. Do you understand this team won 9 games last year, and they just finished behind the number 1 team in the country in the SEC? Now, we don't want to share it, but if we go to Knoxville and they play great on senior night, we're still number 2. We just would get the 3 seed in the SEC tournament, which means we'd play them again, right? Because the 2 and 3 are going to match up again, I think. So what a year. What a year it's been. And, man, those fans were engaged. The fans stayed and just loved it.
Hey, Coach. You done?
I'm done. Are you ready to go?
I am, but it looked like I couldn't tell if you were
Well,
pondering
you go for it. I'm listening.
So, another big picture here to play off what you just said. I'm sure you've been in the business long enough to appreciate maybe the value of under-promising and over-delivering. And I remember in your introductory press conference, you didn't put a ceiling on expectations, but you seemed to, the tone was, we got to be realistic as we start, this new chapter here. And so now that you go into the end of the regular season, number 8, and what you've accomplished, can you kind of summarize?
Let me say this. We have not arrived as a program. Arriving as a program is doing this same thing many years in a row. We were blessed as a staff to come in here and inherited seniors that stayed and bought into what we were doing. And it wasn't easy for them. It wasn't easy for us. You don't build trust and you don't build those relationships as quickly as we did. So that tells you a lot about them. And they were hungry and they believed in us. And they kickstarted what we hope to continue in the future. Now, these guys leave when this is all over, whenever that is. And then you have to look at your roster. You don't have that many seniors unless you go into the transfer portal. You have kids in and out of the portal. you have to have some level of 2, 3, 4, and 5 years of consistency to say the program is back. You hear it all the time. I see it in football, college football. You'll see these kids go win an exciting bowl game and they'll go, "We're back," and then the next year they get their butts kicked. You're not back until you do it at a high level for a period of time. And they just jump-started it, and now they have brought the interest back into the program. But I'm going to quickly make people understand I meant what I said. We have not arrived. We're having a great year. But I don't want people to think we're feeding a monster all of a sudden. Okay, you're not. You're having seniors that are just playing their rear ends off.
We have time for a couple more questions with Brett.
Yeah, this is just a quick follow-up, and actually for the players, I just wondered if you'd be willing at this point to just maybe summarize the influence that Kim has had on the team and on you guys.
Well, they might not want to say it with me sitting here, right?
Okay.
No.
It's not that tough.
I mean, I think when we first found out Coach was coming here, we were all just like in a wow. You know, that was our first reaction because, I mean, Hall of Fame coach Kim Mulkey here, and couldn't believe that, you know, she was coming to be a part of our program. And we were excited. We didn't know what to think, didn't know what to feel, but decided to, you know, trust the process, and everything happens for a reason. And I think on behalf of all of us, we've been so blessed, you know, to inherit, like she inherited us, we inherited this coaching staff. And we're thankful. We're really thankful. She's pushed all of us. She's made it so enjoyable, not just her, the whole staff. And they really made it memorable for us. You know, it's a season that we'll always remember. And wow, who would have thought that it would be the way, you know, the year that we're having, like Coach said, number 2 and number 8 in the country. We've never been top 10. We've never played in front of all these fans. So we thank, you know, Coach for bringing all of that, you know, here to us, and we're forever indebted to her.
Yeah, she kind of said it. Yeah, when I first found out that she was going to be the coach, I didn't believe it. But, you know, she had the confidence in us, and I think that was the biggest thing. You know, sometimes coaches come in, they try to change everything, but she came in and she bought in. She didn't try to change anything, and she just kept instilling that confidence, and it continued on the whole season. So that's the most thing that I'm very much appreciative in Coach. So, yeah.
Kim, would you talk about what you're facing going into Tennessee with what's at stake? And had you ever taken a team in there to play?
Good old Rocky Top. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Yes, I've been there. I've played there. I've won there. I don't know if I've ever lost there. I'd have to think about that.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
She put a little pressure
I
on
don't
us,
know.
didn't
I
she?
played there. You know,
Threw a
let's
little
think.
pressure.
Took my Baylor teams in there. We've lost to Tennessee, but I'm trying to think if in that new arena we played in Stokely back in the day. Man, my years are running together. But yes, what's at stake? Or outright finish, you know, 2nd, 3rd seed, whatever. But it's going to be all good. Their senior night, you saw how emotional it was for us here and how excited the crowd was for our seniors. You're going to now face that on the road in their environment. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. Y'all good?
Thank y'all.
Thank you, guys.